Welcome. For those of you who've been with me since day one, welcome back and thanks. And for my new people, hey. So for today, I'm going to show you guys how to make my highly requested video, Pastelón. So this is like a lasagna, but instead of noodles, we're using sweet plantains and you're eliminating the ricotta cheese. But this is really, really, really good. This is also a huge staple at holiday events. Let's get to it. For this recipe, you need 6 ripe yellow plantains, 2 tablespoons of sofrito. If you want to know how to make that, make sure to go back to one of my adventures. 1 yellow onion, 1 pack of sazon, 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and for the remainder of these ingredients, we're just going to eyeball it. So you need some garlic powder, you need some adobo with pepper, you need some onion powder, you need some pepper, some oregano, a little bit of vinegar, and some vegetable oil for frying. So we have our 6 ripe plantains. So I always start by cutting the edge off. And then you can cut down the middle and then peel on the sides. And it should be easy to kind of take the skin off. So this one is not as ripe as I would like it to be. You know when it's really ripe because it's darker in color. This one is still sweet though. And then do the same for the rest. So to slice these, I like to hold them down and just bring the knife across. Just have to be careful. Because they're slippery, you have to make sure that you're holding it down. So this is a thick enough slice here. And I'm just gonna do that for the rest of them. I cut them in half to make it easier, but if you wanna keep the plantain whole, to slice it down the middle, you can do that also. After you finish cutting your sweet plantains, make sure you preheat your oven at 350 and get your skillet out with your oil so it can heat up so you can start frying the sweet plantains. While that happens, we're going to season our ground turkey. We have our plantains here. Now we're going to start putting them in. And with these, you just flip them over when they start to get really brown on the edges. So while you're letting your plantains cook, I brought over my pot here that I'm going to cook my meat in. And I'm just going to pour it in here. Only because it would be easier for me to season. Turkey meat is also very gamey, so it won't be that hard. It'll stick together anyway. Now, like I mentioned before, we are going to eyeball our seasonings here. This is my garlic powder. I will say this turkey meat is very lean. So I am heavy with the seasoning here so that you can actually taste the flavor. This is my onion powder. Here's my adobo. Make sure you're monitoring your sweet plantains so they don't burn. I'm gonna put my 1 pack of sazon in here. Do the same thing again. Okay. I'm gonna add my pepper here. Okay. Just a little bit of oregano. Sofrito. This is where all the flavors at. Okay. Add that in there. It smells good. And as you're cooking it, you can taste and see if you need to add anything else. I cut up half an onion, so I'm just gonna add some in. Some people like olives in their pastelón. I don't, so I'm eliminating that from this recipe. But you can add some olives if you like. Alright, so I'm going to cook this. And while I'm cooking it, I'm going to add that 1 can of tomato sauce and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. So after about 15 minutes of cooking, I added my tomato sauce and my 1 tablespoon of tomato paste and that little bit of vinegar, like 1 teaspoon. So just stirring this every so often just to make sure it's cooked evenly before you start layering your pastelón. Now everything is done and we're going to begin to layer this into this pan. Putting down my sweet plantains. So because mine weren't as ripe as I would like them to be, I did a quick online search of how to make these sweeter. So I add a little bit of brown sugar over the top. So try to layer them as close as possible. So none of these pieces are the same size. Now I'm going to add my cheese. Now we're going to start to layer our meat. And then you just repeat this process. And then you're going to put this in the oven. I would probably leave it in for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. When this come out the oven, I'll let you guys know how long it took me. So it was really, really, really good, even though my plantains weren't all that ripe. If you decide to try this recipe, make sure to take a picture and tag my culinary page on Instagram, G Culinary Adventures. And don't forget to like and subscribe my video on YouTube. Until next time, bye.